We'd like to thank Montecito Bank and Trust for their generous support in making Scam Squad possible. I'm Patty Teal.
And I'm Deputy District Attorney Vicki Johnson. Scam Squad is up next.
Sound off.
1, 2.
Sound off.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scam Squad.
Welcome to Scam Squad. I'm Patty Teal here with Deputy District Attorney Vicki Johnson to tell us about the latest scams making the rounds in the Santa Barbara area. Hi, Vicki. What do you have for us today?
Hi, Patty. Well, a recent article from the LA Times caught my eye, and here's the headline. Amazon delivery driver carjacked. So apparently at 5:30 in the evening, an Amazon driver was carjacked, and the suspect made off with the van and all of its contents, so all of the packages that were being delivered for Christmas, leaving the driver safe, but obviously very shaken. So the van was later found, but all the packages were gone. This made me think the holidays are upon us and so many people are ordering online. I better share some tips on how to stop porch pirates.
And I'm assuming by the name that Porch Pirates are the people that steal packages and gifts from people's front doors or back doors, wherever they can find packages.
That's right. And crooks are certainly more aware of the fact that people are ordering online this holiday season in droves. So we can expect them to be out in full force.
Now, is there a time when most of these thefts occur, Vicki?
Yes, they actually did a study in 2019, and there were some interesting facts that came out of this study. The thefts usually occur during the daylight hours, and this makes sense because thieves drive up and down the street and they can actually see the packages sitting on somebody's doorstep. And also, people are often away from home during the day. So the study found some other interesting things, and they studied video cameras capturing thieves doing their stealing, and here's what they found out. The offenders are evenly split between men and women. Most thieves work on their own, although some work in pairs. And the thieves usually drove up in cars, although all kinds of transportation was used, foot, bicycle, even skateboards. And in most of these instances, the packages were visible from the street.
So very interesting. But Vicki, since the thieves don't know what's inside the packages, they probably sometimes get things they don't want. What do they do with that merchandise?
Well, what they found is that they will often resell these things online. So if you buy online, for example, someplace like Craigslist, you actually may be purchasing stolen goods. No way you could really know.
Is there anything we can do to thwart these crooks?
Well, there were some suggestions. First of all, retrieve your package as soon as it arrives. Don't let it sit outside for very long, and you can hopefully track your package. And if you aren't going to be home, arrange for somebody else to retrieve it. Or you can have the sender require a signature for delivery. This will guarantee that somebody is at home when the package arrives. Or you can arrange to pick your package up somewhere else, like the store that sold the item, if it's one of the major retailers. You can go to the Amazon or FedEx website to request delivery to their local office. And UPS also has many delivery locations.
What if you're going out of town?
You can actually ask the U.S. Postal Service or FedEx to hold your packages at their locations for a period of time. And you have to go on their website to find out how long they will actually be willing to hold your package.
Is there any way you can ask the delivery person to hide your package so it's not so obvious?
Yes, you can actually ask the delivery person to place the box out of sight, maybe behind a planter or a bench or around the side of the house. You can make those instructions. And you can also get something called a lockable porch box, lockable porch box, that's a mouthful, and give the code to the delivery person.
And what about installing a security camera?
Well, that's always an option, but the experts say that crooks often just ignore the cameras. But if you do catch a thief on the camera, be sure to alert the police. The Santa Barbara Police Department recently caught a mail thief this way by a security camera. And when the owner of the property gave the photo to the security footage to the police department, they recognized who the person was and they were able to take him and arrest him. And if it's U.S. mail that's been stolen, save the footage, contact the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, because they are the ones that will prosecute mail theft, which, by the way, is against federal law. And finally, be a good neighbor. Keep a careful eye out and be involved in your neighborhood. And if you have a neighborhood watch, be a part of that. Alert the police or other neighbors if it looks like somebody is going door to door and perhaps looking like they're looking for packages. Some neighborhoods have nextdoor.com sites where you can see if anything suspicious is being reported in your neighborhood. Also, crooks can be very creative. Sometimes they will actually tail the delivery truck, the Amazon truck, to snap up fresh delivery. So the Amazon driver will leave the package, drive off, the crook will come up onto the porch and snatch the package. And they might sometimes actually masquerade as delivery drivers, carrying fake packages and holding clipboards and other props. And Patty, we recently had some good news in Santa Barbara, and it follows right along with what we've been talking about. This was an occurrence last Sunday. Officers responded to the 1400 block of East Mountain Drive. It was reported that an intruder had entered a home, but fled when the intruder was confronted by residents. So how scary was that? The resident was able to provide the officers with a description, and they found the woman matching that description in the 1500 block of Mountain Drive, so not that far away from the original site of the crime. And the suspect had packages in her car, including wrapped items and items that had been stolen right after they had been delivered. So following this arrest and this article that appeared in our local paper, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office had some good safety tips, which I'd like to share with our listeners. First of all, they said, keep all doors and windows closed and securely fastened. Make sure your doors have deadbolt locks, and all windows should also have locks. So sometimes here in Santa Barbara, we get so casual. I know I do, that we leave our doors unlocked and our windows unlocked during the day. Well, no, especially not during this time of year. These different thefts that I've been talking about happen during daylight hours. Also, secure sliding glass doors. Place a metal rod or a wooden dowel rod in the track. And this will help prevent burglars from getting in that way, forcing the door open or lifting it off its track. Always lock the door to an attached garage. Don't rely on your automatic garage door opener for security. And finally, create the illusion that you are home, even if you're not, using timers on lights to make your residence appear occupied, even, as I said, when no one is at home. So those are the tips.
Those are great tips, Vicki. Thank you so much for sharing. I wonder how much having a dog helps. You know, I have a dog household and they do bark, and I hope sometimes that a crook might think, I'll just pick another house that doesn't have dogs. Not that my dogs are very scary and they're not very big, but perhaps it helps a little.
I think it does. And in fact, I have heard that as a good safety tip to prevent break-ins, because nobody really wants to encounter a dog, no matter how small. It's going to be an unpleasant experience. So dogs,
let's hope the dog comes up and licks them and they have some playtime.
That can happen too. But initially, a dog bark can be very scary.
Right. Choose a house that doesn't have a dog if you're a crook. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, thank you for sharing that good news. It's so nice to know that the police responded so quickly and that with that description, they were able to catch the thief.
Absolutely. That is our good news for the day.
That is great news. And could you give your fraud hotline before we sign off today, Vicki?
Absolutely. It's 805-568-2442. And I'll repeat it, 805-568-2442.
Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you, Patty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.